Hey guys, I'm Michael from eKids. It's so good to see you. We're going to learn the story about Moses. But as we're learning it, I also want to remind you to remember Deuteronomy 6:5. Check it out.
And you must love the Lord your God with all of your heart and your soul and your strength.
Again, that's Deuteronomy 6:5.
Deuteronomy 6:5.
Well, how did Moses love God with all of his heart, all of his soul, and all of his strength? And what about the other characters in this story? Did they love God with all of their heart, all of their soul, and all of their strength? How do we know? And then maybe there are some characters in the story that, well, didn't love God with all of their heart, all of their soul, and all of their strength. Do you love God with all of your heart, all of your soul, and all of your strength?
That's a good point.
If someone were to write a story about you, would it show that you love God? How can you show that you love God? If you were in the story that we're about to show, what would you do? How would you show God that you love him if you were in this story? So let's think about these things. Let's think about loving God, if the characters did or the characters didn't. Let's think about yourself, whether you do or you don't love God. And let's think about how the characters show it and how you can show it.
Sounds good.
I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Are you guys ready to watch the story?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Here we go.
This is Moses,
Hey.
who was an Israelite born in Egypt in a time when Israelite boys were not supposed to live.
Wait, huh?
Moses, however, grew up in the palace of the Pharaoh, the very man who was enslaving the Israelite people. When Moses grew up, he made a big mistake.
Wow.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Yeah, I stabbed a man in the heart.
Moses.
Killed a guy.
Uh-oh.
Wait. Hold on.
Wow.
So Moses ran away from Egypt to the land of Midian. Many years later, God called Moses back to Egypt to rescue his people with the help of his brother Aaron.
So, God sent a bunch of plagues. Maybe that'll fix Pharaoh.
On the night of the last plague, Pharaoh woke up and heard a great cry in Egypt.
Huh?
For there was not an Egyptian house
Oh, no.
in which someone was not dead. Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and told them to leave Egypt with the Israelites. So the Israelites immediately left Egypt and made their way for the Promised Land, taking with them many riches from Egypt. They took Joseph's bones as they had promised him many years before. God led them by a pillar of fire by night and a cloud by day. God told Moses to have the people camp along the shore of the Red Sea.
Okay, got it. There's something here.
God told Moses that the Egyptians would come after them, but that God would show his glory and power through this. When word reached Pharaoh that the Israelites had gone, Pharaoh changed his mind and readied his army to take back the Israelites. The Egyptians found the Israelites camped along the shore of the sea. As Pharaoh and his armies came close, the Israelites panicked. They cried out to God and asked Moses, "Why did you bring us out here to die in the wilderness?"
Hey, everyone up.
But Moses told the people, "Don't be afraid. The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm." Then God said to Moses, "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the people to get moving."
All right.
As night came, the pillar of cloud became fire, and it went between the Israelites and the Egyptians. Then Moses raised his hand over the sea, and God opened a path through the water with a strong wind.
Wow.
The wind blew all that night, turning the seabed into dry land.
Come on, are you?
So the people of Israel walked through the middle of the sea on dry ground, with walls of water on each side.
Mama!
Then the Egyptians chased the Israelites into the middle of the sea. But just before dawn, God looked down on the Egyptian army from the pillar of fire and cloud, and he threw their forces into total confusion. Let's get out of here, away from these Israelites. The Egyptians shouted, "The Lord is fighting for them against Egypt." When all the Israelites had reached the other side, God said to Moses, "Raise your hand over the sea again."
Ooh, got it.
Moses raised his hand over the sea, and the water rushed back into its usual place. The Egyptians tried to escape, but God swept them into the sea. That is how God rescued Israel from the hand of the Egyptians that day. When the people of Israel saw the mighty power that God had shown against the Egyptians, they were amazed. They put their faith in God and in his servant Moses.
Well, guys, it's another tough one I need your help with because, man, yeah, we saw the review, right? Moses killed a guy. That's weird. The whole Passover, that's weird. Lots of death. But then another thing that happens is, as Moses parts the Red Sea, which is a really cool story, like God provides a way for his people to be safe. But then God closes the Red Sea and all these Egyptian soldiers died. Now, keep in mind, Pharaoh was the guy that was making the decisions. He was kind of the bad guy. These soldiers are, well, just soldiers. So why do these soldiers have to die? Interesting, right? So that's something I want you to think about is, why do you think God did that? maybe these Egyptian soldiers decided that they would not follow God. Maybe these Egyptian soldiers hated God. I don't know. But I just want to know, what do you think? Why do you think God killed all of these soldiers that were chasing after the Israelites? Maybe God had to, because if he didn't do that, then, of course, these guys would have killed all the Israelites. But what do you think? And, and we can see again that Deuteronomy 6:5, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your strength. Well, we can see that maybe the Egyptians did not love God with all their heart, all their soul, and all their strength. And but what do you think? Did the Israelites love God? Did Moses love God? If so, how? How do you think they love God? How did they show that they love God in this story? And more importantly, what about you? How do you show God that you love him? All right, guys, I love you. Let's talk about it now. Bye.
See ya!